Hey, what's up guys, East here. I wanted to show you a quick look on the new Cub Cadet Ultima ZT1. This is the 50-inch version. I believe it comes in a 42, 46, and 54. So just a quick look going around. So this one's the first one actually on Guam. First one on the island. Well, not the first one, but the first one bought. Let's see. Let's start with the front here. It comes with 11-inch tires. There's no tread on them. LED lights that turn on when the key's turned on. Comes with the anti-scalp wheels, one in the middle, two in the sides. The 50-inch deck. From what I know, this is stamped and welded, but the gauge is heavy gauge. So it's not your typical stamped deck like you would see on the, the normal garden tractors. This is heavy duty stuff. It comes with the super fat grips here. They're not rounded. As you can see, they're kind of like shaped. On the bars, you have this knob here and it has teeth right there, and you can adjust it to a bunch of different settings, and you can find the position that you like. It has the deck adjustment knob here. I believe it's 15 positions from 4.5 to 1, I believe, and they're 1/4-inch increments. It has the seat here, which is super comfy. The only thing that I'm curious to find out is how long this cover is gonna last. It's a super comfortable cover. I think when I was looking, this top part can come off. This top cushion. I don't know about the bottom one. So I guess if it gets soaked or worn out or whatever, torn, you can replace it. Okay, so moving back, this is the gas cap here. The deck comes with the washout. As you can see on the suspension system, it comes with two point suspension in the rear and 1 point suspension on the front for the deck. It has 20-inch tires. These are huge, giant. I mean, compared to my 46-inch Cub Cadet lawn tractor, these are big. Also, compared to the older style zero turn, I had the 46-inch Cub Cadet. I want to say it's the RTZ. With the Honda engine, and it had way smaller tires than this too. So as you can see, it has a 2x2 square tube frame that runs from the front, and then it kind of splits, so the bottom half is one piece, and then this one starts from here and goes back, and then it connects together down here. It comes with the Kawasaki FR691V 23 horsepower motor, which is 726 cc. This is the air filter, which you can see is already kind of dusty. The seat lifts up. There you'll find your battery, and I think it's a 3.5 gallon tank. The seat here is adjustable. Over here are controls, water bottle holder or cup holder. This thing no longer has the reverse safety feature. Once you turn this on, you put it back to the on position here, you won't reverse no matter what. It won't shut off the PTO. This is the PTO. Up is go. Pushing in and stop. Here's your throttle and your pull choke. Now, one thing, the reason why I wanted to make a video is I was watching all the other guys' videos, trying to decide which one to get. I was really looking to get the Ariens. I want to say it's the IKON X or even the XL. But when I saw this, I was like, man, this thing looks mean. I mean, check it out. Just look at the look of it. Dang, this thing looks mean. One thing that I wanted to point out here that nobody was showing me was the opening. So one thing that I liked about this deck, or sorry, not this deck, but the Ariens IKON X deck, was how giant the opening was. They showed it, and I was like, wow, it's a huge cutout. I mean, and from the looks of it, the Ariens has a bigger deck, but that's a 52 inch. So I was wondering, man, how's the discharge gonna be? But I'll tell you what, because it comes out here, like it has a giant opening on the top, I was worried about this, you know, being here, because on the other one, it's just a giant cutout. And to be honest with you, I haven't cut that much grass yet to know, but from what I have cut, the discharge was no problem. It didn't even come close to clogging. Now this one, the reason why I got rid of my other Cub Cadet, I think it's the RTZ, I believe is what it was called, it was a 0 turn. I like that feature. It had the Honda engine. I like that feature. But the deck height mechanism was a handle. And here in Guam, we deal with a lot of rocks. I mean, big rocks, you know, not these rocks, but big rocks that are hiding under the grass and brush and debris. And when you're on the mower and you spot them, you have to be quick in reacting to just raise the deck, you know, continue over it and keep going. Well, with the other 0 turn, I had to stop, because you have to have both hands on the controls. You have to stop, raise the deck, push it over, lower the deck, and every time you hit an obstacle that is gonna hurt the blades or, you know, be in the way, you gotta stop, change the deck height, go again. Whereas this has the foot control. This was the main feature that I needed on a 0 turn. The one thing that I can say that's different is the Ariens had the 4-point suspension and this one only has the 3. Now, I'm not sure, I don't know yet, with only 1.5 hours of using this, if that means anything. Right now, I can tell you the yards that I've cut about, in the 1.5 hours I've used it, I would say 2 acres. And so far, it hasn't been a problem. The cut is nice and smooth. There was no scalping, and what I'm cutting is kind of uneven. It's not all flat ground. This is the free floating feature. This is how it free floats. So whatever height you have adjusted on here, if the deck needs to lift up, it'll come up and float. And that's how it does it. One of the other features of this mower is this right here. Comes with a tool, and it's really in there. I mean, it's really stuck in there. So you pull it out, and I've already loosened this up for you guys. So you got access to the top of your deck, and this thing actually just removes. So if you ever had trouble, that's how easy it is. No longer, like on the other one, do you have to pull the entire deck off. Although it was really easy to do, now you don't have to do it unless it's something major. So guys, this tool right here will take care of everything you need to take care of. It'll take care of this adjustment screw, which adjusts how far these bars come forward. It'll take care of this. It'll take care of this. I mean, what a great idea. I mean, on my other ones, I always have to look for the tool. Would it fit this? No, not this. Okay, that's fine. You barely have to touch that anyway. Grease fittings. Yes to grease fittings. There's a grease fitting there. I think that's it for the grease fittings. So another feature that I liked about this model versus the 46 is that it has 3 blades. Now what 3 blades means versus the 46-inch that I had is 3 blades is a shorter blade. 2 blades is a longer blade. And this is what happens to long blades. Now, believe it or not, you know what bent this? Dirt. Dirt bent this. And so I've spent about $600 doing lawn service this year. Well, between last summer and now on blades, and all from just dirt. Why? Because of the length of this blade. It's so easy to bend. Now, granted, I've bent a few back, luckily, but a lot of times when it's this bad, there's no hope. You just gotta put on a new set. So I have a whole graveyard of those. Now with this, the blades are much shorter, as you can see right there. See how short that is? Now some would argue that it's going to impact the spindle or the mandrel, and I don't know yet. The one thing I can say is maybe a rock, but dirt, I don't expect blades to bend in dirt. And that's what was happening on my 46-inch. So those of you who are looking at the 46, that's one thing you might consider. If there's a lot of uneven, if you're not cutting straight. Now, don't get me wrong. If it was flat, it did an amazing job. It did a lot of work, believe it or not. But once I got into uneven terrain where there was just uneven ground, not rocks, most of my damage has been from dirt. So yeah. Another thing is, I believe they're the same pumps. As far as the drive system, they're the same pumps, I think. And if I'm not mistaken, if they are, this is faster than that 46 inches was, and I believe it's also faster than the IKON X, because the IKON X has an 18-inch and also the other Cub Cadet. So this one, because it has a 20-inch, the ground speed's just a little bit faster. The taller the tire, the faster you're gonna go. So, but with that, it didn't, even with the bigger tire, it didn't struggle to move it. It actually felt like the pumps felt stronger on this for some reason. I don't know if maybe they are different. I'm not sure. All I know is the results are night and day. Another thing is, on the other one, there was a big plastic fairing here and a plastic fairing on that side. And then all you got was the mower and the cage in the back. Whereas this one, you have all this. Now, one thing that I don't know if it's necessary is this part. This mower, let me tell you, is heavy. It's a heavy mower. And I could feel it when I load it up on my trailer and go out. You can feel the weight on this thing. So I'm not sure how necessary this thing is. I might try and just remove it and just run it without it. I'm not sure if it's aesthetics or what they were trying to do, because you don't, I mean, you're not gonna flip this thing, I don't think. And I mean, and one thing that I was looking at is, why did they bend this down? I was trying to wonder how come they did that. But I'm thinking what it is like a wheelie bar. Because if it was straight, it would allow this thing to really come up. But with this thing being so low, And I was worried about that. I was worried, man, it's gonna always high center if your approach is steep, like on a downhill. When you're coming down, will this thing get caught up? So far it hasn't, but I was wondering that, why did they make it like that? How come they didn't make it straight so that there would be less chance of you getting caught up? But looking at it again, it might be that the reason why they did that is to prevent this thing from going all the way over if for some reason the front end lifted up, because the engine's in the back, it's going to be back heavy, and when you're going up a hill, who knows, right? So that might be the reason. And then here's your oil drain. So on the other Cub Cadet with the Kohler that I have, my tractor, my lawn tractor, it has like a quick release and you have to attach a hose to it. Whereas on this one, this is the drain for the oil. So you just undo that plug and your drain is already right underneath. And here you can take a look. That's what's underneath. Now the two pump release mechanisms are here. So you just pull it and lock it in, and it allows you to move this thing around freely. There's one on each side because there's two pumps. Here's your fuel filter, your fuel pump. One other thing that I wanted to point out is that there are no longer springs. Oh, one other thing that I didn't like is how come they allow the seat to go all the way down like that? I wish they would have like some sort of cable or something that just stopped it right there. Because look, it goes all the way down. But no big deal, I can add that on. But it's just something to think about. So right here, they have these like polymer, I don't know if it's ABS or what it is, but instead of a spring, they use this thing. So I don't know how long that's gonna last. Another thing that I noticed here is, I'm wondering, is this a plastic? Or is that metal? That's metal. Okay, I was just checking. So, let me see. Okay, it is metal. On the other videos, nobody pointed that out. Nobody pointed out, is this plastic? I thought this was plastic. So I was wondering, man, if this is plastic, with the weather, the heat, the cold, how, you know, would it get brittle? But don't worry, it feels like aluminum. I think it's aluminum, so you don't have to worry about that. What else? Okay, so this thing doesn't have parking brakes. When you set these things open, that's the brake. Just like the older model Cub Cadet zero turn. That's the brake. So let me show you the deck height mechanism. So basically you sit on it and there's the height adjustment. There's the kick mechanism. So you kick it and the deck lifts up. Then you take this and you can put it all the way down to one shot. And look at the deck, goes all the way down. And then in 1/4 inch increments, you just lift this up, adjust it, let it back down, there you are at 3 1/4. So from what I was saying was, okay, let's say you're going along, you have both hands on these, and all of a sudden you see this rock coming, and what are you gonna do? Well, in the older style, you had to stop, release these, reach down, grab the adjustment, pick it up, adjust it, move forward, go over, put it back down, and go again. Now, if you look at, and that's one reason why I didn't buy the Toro, the John Deere, all of the other ones that they brought here. I mean, great features, but they didn't have that. And when you're dealing with atypical terrain, then that's something that's a must. And most of the terrain here is like that. It's very rare where someone's gonna go out and buy this type of machine here on this island, and it's gonna be just open field and nice cut grass. There are some places, but it's few and far between. This is a limestone island, let me tell you. So anyway, so for this one, let's say you see it, it's coming through, you just kick this, it raises the deck full height, and then once you're clear, you just release it. Now, my issue with this is look at the placement. Look at the placement and look where my leg is at. So this would be forward. So I'm going. Now to lift my leg up, it's kind of in the way a little bit. So I was wondering, man, wouldn't it be better if this was facing this way, this flap right here? If it was facing in, wouldn't it be a little bit easier? Maybe not. So I was watching other videos on other zero turns. Kubota had a great idea, and they put it right in the middle. So here you are, you're going right in the middle. Nothing's in the way. You know, you don't have to kick your foot all the way off to the side and hit the bar, because right now it's in the way. And no matter how I adjust this, I tried, my foot's hitting this. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's just uncomfortable. It works. I've been able to go and put my foot up here and kick the deck up with no issues. But I was just hoping another thing they could have done was maybe extend that a little bit more and make this further down, because if you look at the travel, let's just try. I'll put it back to 1. So that's all the way down. Look how far back this is. So this is what I was saying. When it's lower, look, to get my foot up there, it's in the way, kind of, right? So that's what I was saying. If it was closer here, it would have been a little bit more out of the way. If it was in the middle, definitely out of the way. Absolutely. I mean, all day long. But since it's off to the side, so what I was thinking was, look at my limit is right there. Maybe if it could have gone a little bit further. So if you can see here, there's 2 hole adjustments. When I got it, it was on that one, which pushed this further back. Maybe it's for shorter people, I'm not sure. So I put it on that one, and it helped out a little bit, but it's still kind of, you know, in the way. But I don't know, maybe I might do a modification, and it just looks like a flat bar. Looks like this flat bar right here. Maybe extend it. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that if this thing was a little bit in, maybe if they put this they folded it inwards, maybe it would have been better. But maybe they did that so that when you get on and off, I don't know what the thinking was. But all I know is the Kubota one looks, I saw a demonstration, and it's right here, and they kick it up, and it's out of everything's way. You can, you're not gonna trip over it, I don't think. But anyway, so this is it. This is the new Cub Cadet Ultima ZT1 50-inch.